I really hope everyone is enjoying this wintry holiday season. We're going to fire off the year-end list with my top 11 EPs of the year. This includes demos, promos, EPs, the like. So let's get started. Oh, hi there. My name's Jorge. I grew up in the 80s and I used to love getting into trouble. I have always been a friend of felines. I take my faith very seriously, attending school at a Christian college, and I've been a music fan my entire life, only recently finding out that I really like extreme metal, and I want to invite you to journey with me on my discovery of extreme metal. What is up, folks? Welcome back to A Christian Collects Death Metal. It's your pal Jorge here, back at it again. Thank you so much for stopping by. Starting off the list, coming in at number 11, we have Wandering Bird with their promo 2025. 4 tracks, I believe, released through Tour de Garde out of Canada. This cassette went so fast, and I knew it would because these shared members with Vesperol as well as Conifer or Conifer. You know, great synth-based black metal, I think is what you call it. Lo-fi. This is raw production. It sounds incredible. You know, and it sounds like the drummer or the drums are like punk influenced. It's like a, not even really hardcore, but like punk. And I think due to that, it causes it to sound like upbeat black metal, so I could see how this may not be for everybody. So, if there's such a thing as positive black metal, I don't know, that's what I get from this sort of sound, as well as the other stuff too from Conifer and Vesperol. It's super enjoyable. I really like these guys, everything from all of these bands that these guys are with. But yeah, number 11, Wandering Bird, promo 2025. At number 10, we have Old Nick with Where Poison Apples Grow, an EP released obviously in 2025. It consists of 3 tracks originally. However, they added a remix of one song, actually 4 tracks, I believe, but they did a remix of the final song, Tears of a Crying Wolf, and it's like ravish type electronica sort of music, I guess. I don't know how you call it. Not too big on that. However, these first tracks, especially the first 3, I mean, you just can't beat it. It was incredible. It stuck out to me when it first came out. I was captivated. I was taken by it. It's great stuff. If you're familiar with this outfit, it's a guy out of California. He enlists help, obviously, from others. Several projects he's a part of: Bloody Keep, Curtain Wall, just to name a few. Old Nick, Where Poison Apples Grow. And for number 9, we have Caspix with their EP Cadaver, a Death Doom outfit out of Transylvanian Recordings. This is a 3-track EP. One of the tracks is like instrumental. This is just devastatingly crushing Death Doom. If you haven't heard these guys, they have another EP as well. Maybe it's a demo, but oh my gosh, it is just absolutely punishing. Just this level of Death Doom, almost like veering on the death metal side of things, but I think it very much is Death Doom. It's absolutely amazing. Caspix, Cadaver. number 8, we have Sewer Hall with Torso Mangled Beyond Repair. Extremely Rotten Productions right here. This is 4 tracks, I believe, and it's just such a crying shame. Gore grind, right, with a hint of death metal. Very, very gore grindy type stuff. You know, it's a crying shame that this goes by so fast. I get it, right? It's gore grind. That's just the nature of things. But man, this is so good. These guys are incredible, and man, it goes by so fast. It just, you know, something to look forward to. A full length from these guys. It'd be something to behold. Torso Mangled Beyond Repair, Sewer Hall. For number 7, we have Cancer Void, First Metastasis. I was going to say demo, but yeah, this is an EP. The first from these guys. I believe that Iron Fortress put out the tape. I think the vinyl might have been handled by Misako. I'm not really sure about that, to be honest. I apologize for the glare. But great death metal. Just like old school death metal, I guess is the way to put it. Just done right. I mean, straight on death metal. No frills, really. It's just good sounding, well executed death metal. Cancer Void, First Metastasis, number 7. Coming in at number 6, another band from Iron Fortress, Cell Intruder with Den of Deformity, their second EP. Their first EP blew me away last year and was actually my number 1 EP of 2024. They came out with this new offering. They've had a switch up with the drummer, and arguably they're the better for it. It's more grindy, this release, a lot more pingy snare. It sounds so good. Death metal, they got the breakdowns in there. That's their thing. But it's not, you know, well, I guess there is some hardcore influence with these guys. But yeah, it's just great death metal. If you haven't heard Cell Intruder, I highly suggest that you check these guys out. They're from Kentucky, United States, based death metal. It is so good. And you know, Iron Fortress, man, he just always quality releases with that guy. Just a cool looking tape. The music is where it's at though. However, number 6. And we're getting down to the top 5, the real meat and potatoes. There's a real shift here from just, you know, great sounding quality music to just another level. So number 5, we have Salal with Descent into a Corpse, Ascent to Sacrifice. These guys are with Canadian label Vellum. And so, yeah, this is a 10-inch they released a couple months ago. And dude, so it's like basically Black War noise. Some of the greatest sounding, dude, and the vocals this guy does, super dry and raspy. It's just vitriolic sounding. It is so mean. They had several stuff before this, you know, where the production, maybe you wish it was a little better. They stepped it up with this one. It sounds absolutely incredible. I'm not saying that it's super produced and extra edited, but it is definitely an upgrade. Just 2 tracks, right? Just 2 tracks. A 10-inch, you know, with 2 tracks. Side 1, you have the title track, and then on side 2, Loud Thundering Storm. There's almost like a tribal sort of element with this too, but this vocalist, he adds something so special to this. You know, you have the black war noise going on, and then his raspy, dry vocal. It sounds like he hotboxed a carton of Marlboro Reds and then picked up a microphone. It's honestly really incredible. It sounds like his voice is just on the cusp of being completely blown out. It sounds really good. It's so enjoyable to listen to. Absolutely. Number 4, we have the fine folks Tetragrammaton coming out of Calcutta Inner Circle Propaganda, also Iron Bonehead, co-release project with their 2025 EP Cyber Tantric Paradigm of Sri Vidya. I just refer to it as Cyber Tantric. You already know it's Tetragrammaton. It's absolute insanity from start to finish. It sounds so good, so incredible. I love everything that these guys do. It just something to get excited about, man. This type of music right here. Of course, you know, high quality release. You know, with everything they do, you get this really nice gatefold. You get a huge poster, right? You get a big thick book. This is just an EP, by the way. I think it's 4, maybe 5 tracks. But dude, just the stuff, an insert, all high quality stuff when it comes to these guys. Tetragrammaton, Cyber Tantric. Number 3, Septic Fumes, Mucilaginous Sewage, a 4-track EP, Californian death metal. There's somewhat of a grindy element. Imagine Mephitic Corpse, but minus a little bit of the grind. This is definitely more death metal than anything. And I would say, I said this in a comment, they just released Headsplit and Extremely Rotten just released this on 7-inch. I know Jeff over at Mendicant Media was waiting for just that. Well, they're out now. You know, I said this in a comment that, you know, watch out, Mephitic Corpse. These guys are coming for the throne, and I truly believe that is some of the best Californian death metal out there. You know, it's just incredible. Down-tuned guitars, vocals, dual vocals in parts, so there's like this gory sort of thing going on, but it's just, it's the type of death metal that I want to throw on and play and listen to. It's just what I love. It's incredible. Like I said, 4 tracks, though, you know, with these guys, like with Sewer Hall, it just, you blink and it's over. This goes a little longer. Like I said, it's more death metal than anything else, and it's just the best, man. If you haven't checked out Septic Fumes, you're really missing out. I highly recommend that you check these guys out. They're coming in at number 3 for me. My second favorite EP of 2025 is Empty Life by Selvnat. You know, very rarely am I at a loss for words, but, you know, this is the lo-fi black metal, romantic black metal. I think it's safe to say there are themes of vampirism, introspection, romanticism, what have you. 5 tracks with this one. I love this so much. This is just, you know, I guess the romantic, why they call it romantic black metal, maybe that's the subject matter, but like I said, there are themes of other things in there as well. He has help from a guy on the last track, Pale Stars, and they do these dual vocals. That's like, you hear about like Dave Mustang and that other guy, like the dueling guitars and some of those, you know, thrash bands doing the dueling guitars. This is like dueling vocals on this last track, you know, maybe it's not even dueling vocals. Maybe it's just, they each complement each other. It sounds so crazy. But like I was saying, romantic black metal aside, dude, this goes straight for the jugular. I mean, it is just straight on black metal, from beginning to end, from bow to stern. It's incredible. I could listen to this over and over and over and over, and I have, and just not grow tired of it. I really appreciate this artist a lot. Ukrainian black metal, Selvnot, Empty Life, number 2. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to blur this image. I got in trouble for it before, but number 1, this is the best death metal as far as EP that I've heard this year. I mean, nothing's come close. There are a few that I'm over the moon about, obviously, but this is number 1, and that's Purulent Remains, Abhorrent Putrefaction. It's just the greatest, man. This is number 1. These guys have several things under their belts: EPs, demos, a split, what have you. Several things. We have yet to see a full length, and my prediction is that the next thing that they drop will be a full length, and I hope so, because I enjoy this type of death metal so much. And what makes them unique, in my opinion, they have the whole gore sort of theme going on with their style of death metal, but there's this creepy element due to the inclusion of organ music, and it really sounds like, funeral-esque sort of death metal. It's so creepy, and because of that, it makes it really atmospheric and just dreadful sounding. The production is where you would want it to be for this type of death metal. Now, the first EP they came out with, the production was pretty rough. Still enjoyable, love that a lot. But they're to the point now where everything has been stepped up. They're evolving. Their sound is growing, and these guys are just on another level. It's some of the most exciting death metal out there. Purulent Remains, Abhorrent Putrefaction. That is my number 1 EP of 2025. Hey, look, that's gonna do it. What did you guys think? That was my list of top 11 EPs, promos, demos, what have you, of 2025. Do you agree with the list? Did I miss something? What would you guys include? What are your favorite EPs for 2025? I'm always curious to hear what it is you have to say. Jorge, a Christian who collects death metal, signing off. Be blessed.